I thought I'd give you a quick rundown of the equipment that I use. I do pretty much a full list of everything that I use for my surf photography. You know, as a surf photographer, you want to get the best image quality you can get, but that does come with a price. You have to spend a lot of money to get the good image quality. A lot has to do with the lens you use, a bit has to do with the body you use, and then obviously you have to protect that equipment from the ocean by using a housing. And housings aren't cheap. But once I spent the money on the housing, that helped out a lot. We'll start off with my Aquatech housing. Now this has got the 8-inch dome on it, and it's the older model. It's from about 2013, I think they released this model. I could be wrong though. So I am due to upgrade this, but it works perfectly. It's really good. And then with that water protection from the ocean, I've got this is a 25mm extension ring. So this just goes in between there. And then I've got a 50mm extension ring, and this also has a zoom gear in there to adjust any zoom things. Got this is my flat port that I mostly use. I use this all the time. This fits my 24 to 105mm lens in it, and it works really well. This is the 70 to 200mm f4 lens. Works extremely well, really sharp, really good. This is the 15mm Sigma. It also works really well. It's a fisheye lens, so I use it for most of my barrel shots. I am looking to upgrade this to maybe a landscape lens instead of this lens, because I think the fisheye effect, it's very common with the GoPros. So, you know, to stand out, I don't really want to use this anymore. So I'm going to use probably a 16 to 35mm lens. Then we got batteries. So I've got 1, 2, 3 batteries. The other one's in this camera that I'm filming with. And I got memory cards. So this is a 16 gig Extreme Pro compact flash card. So this is really important for shooting high speed, continuous shots for your bursts and things like that, because it's the write speed that you need. You need really fast write speed to buffer and save all those photos really quick. I shoot in RAW mode, so it buffers like I can get maybe 20 or 30 or even 40 frames before the buffering stops me. So that helps that a lot. Then I've got another 64 gig that goes in the second slot in my camera. And I also have another SD card that I use for filming. So other lens stuff, I've got a lens hood for this lens, and this is for the 24 to 105mm lens that I'm using right now. So that's being used to shoot this video. And we can go through, say, my GoPro stuff. So let's move that up. So this is obviously the Hero 5 Black. You guys know that I use this for all the filming, in the water filming. Very, very good camera. I mean, look at it. You don't even need a case, so that's really handy. This is the mounting case, so that works with that. I've also bought a back plate for this. So you see how there's no solid back plate there? And then this is the floaty. So this is going to stick onto that. And then what I do with that is I cut this in half, and then I bite on it. And then I can get the point of view shot from my face, from my head, which is a good shot. This is the mounting plate. I don't really have to include this, but that's the mounting plate for the camera for that. And then this is an Aquatech, this goes a zoom gear. So this will go around there and then strap to the zoom gear, and so you can zoom in. So those gears obviously line up with that wheel in there. Filming options. So for my filming, obviously I use my GoPro. I've got this, the G5X, that works pretty well. I'm still yet to put little wind buffs on there for the microphone, because the wind is very bad with that camera. And this is my big Rode mic. So this is what I use on my DSLR when I want to shoot audio. I don't use it much in my vlogging, but from bigger projects like Eat, Sleep, Surf, and my bigger trips, I'd definitely use this. Then we're getting on to smaller stuff. So I got an extra GoPro battery. I've got silicone grease. So silicone grease, I just put on all the seals to keep them in good shape. I've also got this. Okay, so this is a Nog power light, so it's extremely bright. It's got a couple settings and works really well. So I use that if I need to light up any shots for video or for photography. I use I think it's a Joby little Gorilla Pod. That's for my vlogging. I use this on the GoPro and on the G5X. You know, camera mount for the GoPro. Cleaning stuff. That's to clean all the dust off my gear. And obviously the other big purchase I made this year was this bad boy. So this is the Phantom 4 Pro. So this thing, I've used it a lot, but not as much as I'd like to. It comes with a big box. It's big to carry on shoots and stuff like that. So I'm just getting used to it. It's really good. I do like it. It gets good shots for you guys. And it's pretty cool. It's a good piece of equipment. And then other smaller things. So this is an SD card reader that plugs into your iPhone. So it's really handy for downloading shots off your phone when you're traveling, and if you want to post them anywhere, you know, on the internet and stuff. Charging cables, you know all about those. That's I think it's like a infrared remote for if I do any landscape stuff and don't want to touch the camera, I'll use this. This is actually a really cool thing that plugs into the GoPro. It uses a different port now. This used to plug into my GoPro Hero 3, and it's the mic that I'm using. But I'm using the mic now, so I can't show you. I'll show you later. But you need that if you want to put a mic onto the GoPro. And then I've got this. I've got my Flip Low Pro camera bag. So this camera bag, it zooms in, it unzips on the back. And you've got it. I can put my DSLR and an extra lens, and even two lenses in here. So I use that. I should get a bigger one, but it's nice and small. And that's nice and small and works well. And that's pretty much all the camera gear. I've got obviously this lens, and this is my Canon 5D Mark III. I'll switch it around now with this one. Okay, so I've just switched this camera for the Canon 5GX, and this is my main camera. So this is the Canon 5D Mark III, and this is a 24 to 105mm f4 image stabilizing lens. It works really well. This is the workhorse that I use. This is the lens that I use mostly, because I can zoom right into 105 and I can zoom out to 24mm, just pretty wide, and it's usually in this. And so that's generally what I'm shooting with, and that's pretty much all my camera gear that I use. It's a good setup. It gets most of my shots. Oh wait, there's one more lens. I got about this bad boy. This is the 50mm 1.8 f1.8. So I also use that for portraits and stuff like that. It works really well. And obviously you got all your lens cleaning cloths, microfiber cloths that I use to get rid of all the sand and the dust. Yeah, it's a pretty good setup. I'm pretty happy with it. I might upgrade this housing in the future, and I might get a different lens, the 16 to 35mm lens. The other lens that I might get is the 85mm Canon lens. So yeah, that's pretty much my setup for now. It's obviously always changing. Yeah, I hope you found this useful. So that's the complete list. Obviously didn't include all the little things like the charging stations and the cables that you need. I also didn't include my fins. So I've got Redley fins and a wetsuit and a wet shirt that I use. I mean, that's all pretty obvious stuff. The two other things that I didn't put on the floor there were stuff that I use for filming. Now I'll show you this. Oh, so this, I have to set it up, but this is a Glidecam. And so this costs maybe about $600, and it goes together. You put the camera on there, that sits under there, and then this is the base. And so that just gives you really smooth shots. We took it to Taiwan when we did our Eat, Sleep, Surf Taiwan series, and we got shots like this. So it's a good piece of gear to have if you want really smooth shots, really smooth handheld shots. It works really well. The other piece of equipment is this. So this is a GoPro pole mount. that goes on the back of a bodyboard. So I use this piece of equipment to film myself in the barrel surfing. So this goes on the back of the bodyboard, and you put the GoPro up here, and it gets a point of view from behind your head while you ride the wave. So I use this in Indonesia when I surf Desert Point and a lot of other places. Yeah, it works really well. It's a nice piece of gear. I don't think they make these ones anymore. So yeah, it works really well. Check out this footage. Other pieces of equipment, obviously, I've got a full PC computer setup. I do all my editing in Lightroom. Yeah, what you need to know is basically you can shoot any photograph that you want with any sort of equipment. You don't have to spend a lot of money to be creative. So that's the main idea behind surf photography and trying to get new perspectives. Yeah, sure, the expensive equipment helps giving you the image quality, but your creativity will be the thing that will get you noticed and will get you more exposure. So working on your style and things like that will help you as a photographer, as opposed to buying the best gear. So get yourself a decent setup and then start taking photos and develop your style, and yeah, see where it goes from then. So yeah, my name's Dylan Brayshaw. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be shooting lots of more videos this year. I want to do some more, like I said at the beginning of this year, I want to do more wildlife and sea life sort of photography, dolphins, turtles, whales, that sort of thing. So I'm going to be focusing on those sort of images in between chasing waves. So yeah, hopefully see you guys out there one day. Cheers.